All right, good morning, Savannah. This is Taraz, the host of the Savannah Business Showcase, and I'm here again this Wednesday morning. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm here with the lady with the most beautiful smile of Savannah, Miss Ernestine Murray. And Ernestine, I'll let you introduce yourself before I make you blush.
Thank you, Therese. Flattery will get you everywhere in my book. I am Ernestine Murray, and I'm an independent distributor for a company called Enagic, which is a Japanese company.
Okay.
Yes.
What do you distribute?
I distribute the technology that was developed in Japan 43 years ago, and it's called a water ionizer. Medical grade equipment that produces Kangen water. That's Kangen, Kangen water.
Okay.
So that's what I distribute.
Okay, so you're Savannah's Kangen water lady.
Exactly. I am the Kangen water lady. So people do refer to me fondly as the water lady.
Okay, do you have a shop that people can come to, or like how can people find you?
People can find me by my email address or calling me. I do not have a brick and mortar place. I go to people. I do a lot of health fairs. I do farmers markets.
Okay.
So you can find me at those places all around town.
Okay. Do you do both farmers markets? I know you do the one on the islands, right?
Yes, I do Tybee, and I do not do Wilmington. I do not do Forsyth. But I was just investigating Richmond Hill.
Okay.
I did Richmond Hill Market a few years ago because I've been doing this for a while, 6 years.
Okay.
And so I checked out Richmond Hill. Their market is on Tuesday.
Yep. Okay. Awesome. Yep. I'll be there, so maybe I'll come check you out. That's where I live at.
Oh, good. Yeah. Great. We good to see you again.
Again. Okay. So just a disclaimer to the people out there. We did this interview before. I had some technical difficulties once again, and Ernestine is nice enough to redo the interview. So I just still want you to go back and I'm gonna try to ask new questions, try to ask different questions, but I still want to get your story.
Okay.
Where are you from?
I moved here from the Washington D.C. area, but I was actually born in Darlington, South Carolina.
Okay.
So I lived in the Washington D.C. area for quite some time. And I've been in Savannah for 11 years. Always been concerned about my health because I have one son, and I didn't want him to be responsible for taking care of me. And the last thing I wanted was to be a sick old lady. So I started looking for stuff to keep me healthy.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And what kind of stuff did you find besides Kangen water?
Well, before I found the water, I found antioxidants, vitamins, and I took some classes, and I learned that sickness and disease cannot live in an alkaline environment in your body. So they only thrive in an acidic environment.
Okay.
So once I learned that, and the water came along to be highly antioxidant, then I thought, wow, this is great. Change your water, change your life. That's our motto for the company.
Okay.
So I was on board right at first.
It makes a lot of sense. I've never had Kangen water except for the samples you bring here to the Creative Coast, but it makes a lot of sense because we're made up of, 75% water.
75% plus percent water. Different people say 80, 90%, but we know we are more than half of our body weight in water. So it only makes sense to focus on the water that you're putting in your body.
Right.
Not your food and not all of those other things, not vitamins, but water. That's what we're made of.
That's true.
It's water.
Right.
Nothing happens in your body that that doesn't need water to make it happen. I mean, when babies are born, what happens? The mother's water breaks.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're in water for a whole 9 months.
Yeah.
They're laying there in water. So come on, water. It's water. It's water that we need.
That's really true. Okay, so
yeah.
So that just makes the like the crisis in Flint, Michigan, even more terrible when you think about it, because like it's terrible.
It really is
Yeah,
bad. It
yeah,
really is bad.
and just as bad as we need water to have to live off of boiled water and plastic water bottles and just I don't know, it's terrible.
Yes, it is. It really is bad. So I'm here to try to educate people on the problem that we have with water throughout the United States, or globally, actually. If I can just, the people that I touch that come into my life, if I can just educate them on the importance of drinking water and the importance of drinking the right water, because a lot of people think, well, water's just water, but if you think that, then I'll just go to my toilet and get you a glass and bring it to you,
Right.
and see if you want to drink that.
Right. No.
Right, exactly. If water's just water, that makes sense to me.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
So, next question then. So, what did you do before Kangen Water?
You really want to know?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've always been in the health and wellness field. When I say always, I do other things as well.
Okay.
When I came to Savannah, I was in the death care industry, which means that I was selling cemetery property. I worked at a cemetery here in town, and that got a little too much for me, so I moved on to something else. But before that, I was in corporate America over 20 years.
Got you.
And being in that in the corporate environment is actually what led me to be an entrepreneur, because I saw the unfairness of the people there and the salary difference, and I just couldn't deal with that. So I figured I got to do something on my own, because I can't really depend on a corporate job
Right.
to take care of me.
Right.
So that's what I did.
Okay.
I struck out on my own.
What did you do in the corporate world?
I started as a long distance operator.
Okay.
And when I left, I was a manager of a transportation. I used to supervise, I think, like 25 truck drivers that delivered intercompany mail. Because in this company, they had their own mail, had lots of locations, and we would do intercompany mail from one building to the other. So I supervised those drivers.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that was fun.
Okay.
That was interesting.
Pre-email.
Yeah, that's right. I'm dating myself. Come on. I didn't think about that. But you know what? I think they probably still have intercompany mail. Because some things you just can't email.
That's true. That's
You
true.
know.
Some things you don't want to email.
Right. That's right, too. I agree. That is so true.
Okay. So what brought you to Savannah?
The weather.
Okay.
Chasing the sun.
Mm-hmm.
And the first year I came here in August. And on October 1st, I was sitting on the beach at Tybee. And I just visualized what the people back in D.C. were doing.
Mm-hmm.
They're certainly not sitting on a beach.
No.
They're probably looking for their coats and their hats and their gloves in October.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I do love the weather here. Like I said, I've said it several times, but we were in Chicago 2 years, and just the weather there was terrible.
Yeah.
The first year we were there, it was snowing on Halloween, and it was cold into Memorial Day.
Wow. Yeah.
So that's not 7-9 months out of the year. It was just tough.
Yes, I understand. But yeah, the weather here is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't even know I don't even have a coat, a winter coat. I don't need it anymore. I'm so excited. Yep.
Okay, so you have a list of things over here. What is something else that I've left out so far?
Well, the company that I represent, we haven't really talked about that.
Okay.
The company that I represent believe in everyone having true health.
Okay.
So if you look at true health like a three-legged stool, if one leg is broken, the stool's not going to stand up.
Mm-hmm.
So true health for us, Enagic, the company, means true finances, true physical health, and actually true relationship health.
Okay.
So if you have those three things, and that's our mission, is to help people realize those three things.
Mm-hmm.
If you have those three things, then you can negotiate life.
Mm-hmm.
Because life is tough.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to negotiate that. Things happen, but if you got those three things on your back, hey, you're good.
That's true.
Yeah.
So how are you relaying this message to people?
Just through my going out in the community
Okay.
and talking to them. Usually I first start talking to them about water, but eventually it'll lead to really having true health.
Mm-hmm.
The physical health is one thing, but financial health is really, really huge. And I was on a conference call earlier today when one of the top people in the company is teaching us how to relate to other people and talk about money.
Mm-hmm.
We need to talk about money
Mm-hmm.
because money is going to help people get to where they need to get to.
Yeah.
You can, if you have money, you can do whatever you want to do, and you can tithe more to your church, or you can give to more charities, and you can do all kinds of things.
That's true.
So the company wants us to talk more to people about money.
Okay.
And teach them how they can achieve true financial health. Because there are a lot of people out there that are hurting. Mm-hmm. Their bank account is dehydrated.
Right.
Not only their bodies,
yeah.
but their bank accounts are dehydrated.
Yeah.
So we talk about that a lot in our company within the last few years.
Okay. So what types of things? What's one thing you've learned about finances that has really helped you?
Well, the one thing, huge thing, is that not to overspend what you have.
Mm-hmm.
You work with what you have, but still try to improve.
Mm-hmm.
So always be on trying to improve what you already have.
Yeah.
Yeah, and don't overspend. Save.
Right. Right. That's true.
Save part of what you're doing.
Yeah.
10%. Pay yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, that sounds really simple, but it's the simple things that are the most powerful at the same time.
That's right.
I feel like a lot of people out there will probably just look over that, expecting you to say something like invest in this stock or and start a business, but that is really the most important. Yeah, because you can make $1 million and spend 990.
Exactly. That's right. Yes.
So okay.
The investment should be in yourself.
Right.
Self-improvement is huge. Because unless you feel good about yourself, then you can't help other people. So this will help other people to help you. First, you got to help yourself, and then you're able to help other people.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, Mr. Oshiro, who is the CEO of the company, want us to change society $1 at a time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where we're going.
Okay. I'm going to dive deeper into that then. So, how have you invested into yourself over the last year or so? What's something you've done to invest in yourself?
Well, we have a class with our company called Esprit.
Okay.
For self-improvement, learning about other people, learning about what kind of person you are, so you'll know how to relate to them. Mm-hmm. And I've been on the self-improvement track for many, many years. The first book I bought that was introduced to me, and I don't even know how, it was a book by Wayne Dyer. Wayne Dyer?
Yep.
His first book was Your Erroneous Zones. Mm. So I want to say, and I have to do a disclaimer on this. When I picked up that book, I didn't really read it.
Okay.
So I thought it was something else. So that's why I picked it up. Once I started reading it, I understood that, you got to improve yourself.
Yeah.
And you are what you think about. If you're always thinking about negative stuff, then negative stuff is going to show up. Mm-hmm. As a man thinketh, so is he. I'm not a preacher, but I do know that phrase. I've heard that a lot, and I believe it.
Right.
So if you saw my library, most of my books will say the same thing. Improve yourself and watch your thoughts. watch your words,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's that's how I improve myself, by listening to other people, Les Brown,
Mm-hmm.
all those kind of people that talk about motivational speakers and that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, there's a joke, and it goes, I walked into the bookstore and asked for help to find the self-help section, and the attendant told me that kind of defeats the purpose. Okay, I'm glad you laughed at that. That was kind of corny. All right. All right. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Right. That's one of those jokes.
That's
Yeah.
my bad sense of
Yeah.
humor. So that said, so kind of water and your sales with this, like that's kind of your focus then right now. It's just to help people
Yes.
and to help show them
Yes.
self help. Okay.
Yes.
Um,
But I have a story I need to tell you as
Okay,
far
go for
as
it.
the law of attraction, and what I said about helping people and also watching the words that you say.
mm-hmm.
I had a client back in D.C. who had MS.
Mm-hmm.
She lived most of her life in a wheelchair. When I met her, she was older, but she started in the wheelchair at 20, in her 20s.
Mm-hmm.
She raised her kids from a wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
So one day I noticed her saying, you know how you say, I can't stand something?
Mm-hmm.
She said that with so much passion.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't occur to me then, but years later, after I started to learn about how powerful your words are,
Mm-hmm.
she came back to my mind. It's like she said all the time, I can't stand it, with so much feeling that the universe stepped in and granted her wish,
Yeah.
because she was saying that with so much passion, and the universe doesn't hear, it only hears, I can't stand it. It doesn't hear that other stuff, you
Right.
know?
Right.
But that just goes to show you how powerful your mind is.
Yeah.
So the law of attraction works whether you believe it or not. Because a lot of people out there don't even believe it.
Mm-hmm.
But it works no matter what. If you think good thoughts and you plant good seeds, then it'll come back to you.
That's true.
Like I tell my granddaughter, you cannot plant cucumbers and tomatoes come up. That's impossible.
Right. Right. That's true. I like that. Yeah. And she's spoken into existence. I can't stand
Yes, exactly.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
it didn't, I can just think of so many examples with things that's happened in my life that it's like, well, I didn't want this to happen like that.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't say how you wanted it to happen. You just said you wanted it.
Right. Right.
Exactly.
That's like saying I need more money, and then somebody gives you $1. You
Right.
You gotta watch what you say and be specific with
Exactly.
your questions.
That's right.
And that's why I like gospel music a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I do still listen to a lot of gospel because they're just affirmations.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, when you listen to a gospel, it's just a positive affirmation
Yep.
that's being replayed, and you can sing throughout the day in the back of your mind. And it's just
Exactly.
a positive affirmation as you go along.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Yep, yep.
I had
And that's how I got to Savannah, actually.
Okay.
Having that thought in my mind that I wanted to move closer to the beach. I just wanted to get out of the cold and move closer to the beach. But I've had in my head for years about moving to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the opportunity came along for me to move to Savannah, people thought, because I did it within a few months. I decided I was leaving and I left.
Mm-hmm.
So people on the outside looking in thought that, I was on one of my harebrained scaries or whatever they said I was doing. But anyway, they didn't know that I had been thinking about moving to a warmer climate and closer to the beach for years.
Mm-hmm.
So when the opportunity came, I couldn't turn it down.
Right.
I had to do what I had to do to make it happen. So here I am.
Okay. So why Savannah? Why not another beach? Because there's a lot of beaches, a lot of beautiful beaches out there.
Well, that's true. When I told you I was in the deaf care industry.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was servicing a family in D.C.
Mm-hmm.
and we struck up a rapport. And he shared with me that he knew people in Savannah that was doing the same thing I was doing. So that's how the opportunity came. I said, well, give him my number.
Yeah.
That's it. They gave him my number and they called me.
Awesome.
And I said, okay, I'm there. So I came a few times to look. I'd never been to Savannah before.
Okay.
Didn't know anybody here.
Mm-hmm.
So I came to Savannah and I looked at it. I was like, okay, it's close to Hilton Head Beach. It's close to Tybee Beach. Close to Jacksonville Beach. Like, the universe is giving you what you asked for. How
Right.
can you say no?
Right.
I
Right.
could not say no. So everybody, I've been in D.C. so long, people are like, why? What are you? Yeah, I got to go.
Yeah.
Got to go.
Yeah. That says a lot about who you are as a person too, because just being able to take advantage of that opportunity.
Right.
A lot of people are afraid to take that step even when they have the opportunity.
Yes, exactly. That's right. You got to take a risk.
Got to take a risk.
Yep. And they were saying, well, don't buy a house. Why don't you just rent a place to see if you like it? I like it already. I already know I like it. Yeah, so I'm out of here. So I left.
Okay. So this is the Savannah Business Showcase, so let's relate it back to business a little bit. How are you, like, what is the best way that you sell yourself with Kangen water?
I don't know if there's a best way.
Okay.
I meet people all the time, and if we strike up a rapport and start talking to each other, eventually it's going to get around to getting yourself hydrated. Sometimes I just walk up to people, and if I see them buying bottled water, I just walk up to people and say, like the other day, I walked up to this guy and said, "Are you going to drink all that water?" And he said, "Yeah." So I said, well, let me give you some information on a healthier water.
Okay.
And that was it. My phone number's on there. If you want it, call me. And that's it. Yeah. A lot of times it goes deeper than that. Also, the other day when I was on Abercorn, I followed a guy because he had fitness trainer on the back of his truck.
Okay.
So I followed him, and when he stopped, I gave him a card.
Okay. Tracking them down.
Right. So I said, I'm following you. So I don't know if there's a best way. It just, just happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I do it. I live my life, and I incorporate my business in my life.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm at a restaurant, I'm talking to the waitresses and the wait staff about the water. Sometimes I take my own water with me.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, when I ask for an empty glass, they think that's weird. So so I have to talk to them and assure them that I'm not really that weird.
Gotcha.
It's just that I'm a water snob.
Yeah.
So so all kinds of ways that you do. I don't do much on social media.
Okay.
Because I'm not that familiar with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't do too much there.
Okay.
Yeah, but mostly face to face, belly to belly.
Yeah. That's the best way.
Right.
That's the best way. So I know when I was a real estate agent, my trainers, they would always tell me to just tell everybody I'm an agent, tell everybody that I sell houses and I want to help them sell theirs and I can help you buy a house, and just, it felt real pushy and I never liked it when I was doing it. So like, how do you counterbalance that, like being forward about your business and letting people know versus being pushy and trying to force your product on them?
Well, because my product is so life-changing, I feel that I'm helping people. I feel that you have to have it inside of you that you are sharing and not selling. Because who wants a pushy salesperson?
Right, yeah.
Nobody. So I try not to be pushy. I try to be very forceful and encourage people to take a look, because I know what's happening to me and my health. I'm perfect, y'all. I have no health issues.
Right.
And I think, and there are so many people out there with health issues, I can help you. So that's my main focus, is helping them. I want to help you feel as good as I feel every day. And if you don't feel as good as I feel every day, I want you to listen to me. And sometimes a lot of people say I'm pushy, but I don't think of myself as being pushy. I think if you don't think of yourself as being pushy, even though other people think you're pushy, I don't really focus on what they think.
Got you.
I know if you listen to me, I can help you. If you have a pain, I saw a woman at the library one day over on at the mall where you have the steps in the back where you walk up the steps.
Yeah, yeah.
She could barely walk up the steps.
Wow.
I know I can help you. You shouldn't be in pain like that. So I helped her. I introduced myself, told her what I did, blah blah blah. And people thank you for it later. You know, so I don't think I'm pushy. So if you guys see me out there and you think I'm pushy, get over it. I'm helping you.
That's good. I like that thought process. I've advised people before when they were trying to sell and they were trying to get my advice on how to sell. They were always afraid that they were going to be pushed or they were going to be seen as a haggler or something. They were going to be seen in a bad light.
Yes.
So I told them to kind of switch their mindset to love, and like you love this person so much that you love your product so much that you know this product is going to help them.
Right. Exactly.
And that's kind of the mindset you have, and I definitely appreciate that.
It is. And I try not to get hung up on people telling me no. If I take myself out of the equation, and how am I going to feel if they tell me no? Yeah. Well, it's okay if you tell me no, because I know I have something that's going to help you, and if you don't want it, then that's on you. I feel that it is my responsibility, because I do know what I know. I feel it's my responsibility to tell you. I would not dare have something that I thought could help people and not be able to tell them about it. I just can't do it. So I don't buy everything that people bring to me. So I know you're not going to buy everything that people bring to you. And if my water is one of those things that you're not going to buy, then that's fine. Yeah. I'm moving on. I have mine, and I feel good. So I just want you to feel good like me.
Right.
So.
And to everybody out there listening, that's the mindset you have to have. If you're going to be in sales, and you can't be in business unless you can sell. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. And people say they can't sell. It's like, excuse me? Right. You sell all the time. How about when you were a kid and you wanted a piece of bubble gum? Oh, man. And you were in the store. The best sellers, right? Really? Kids are the best. They will bug their mother or father until they get what they want. That's me. Yep. Yeah, I'm taking notes on my kids right now. Yeah. Yes, exactly. They will get it. One way or another. There's one way or the other. They find that little string, that heartstring that they can tug on, and they'll get it. That's right. Okay, so you're definitely into health. I asked you this last time, but I really liked your answer, so I want to ask it again. And that's how did you beat the statistic? In the minority community, in the African American community, like diabetes, high blood pressure, or being overweight, high BMIs, all this stuff, heart disease is rampant in our community. So how did you beat the statistic? Well, I guess I started at an early age, taking care of myself. Also, I had a good foundation. Okay. I grew up on a farm, until I was 13. Okay, I didn't know that. We grew our own food. We had a garden. We farmed. We grew our own food. We had our own cattle and hogs and chickens and all that stuff. Yeah. Had our own eggs. Okay. We'd go to the store once a week, maybe, to get stuff. But other than that, my mom cooked meals every day. So I really did have a good foundation. Okay. So I really attribute it to that. There was no McDonald's for me to go, oh, excuse me, should I say that? Oh, they're not listening right now. There's no fast food. Yeah. There's no fast food. I was probably, gosh, you guys are going to know how old I am now, which I was not trying to tell you. But I was probably in my 20s before I had fast food. Wow. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. But at least a late teenager before I had fast food.
So that was my foundation. And then when I saw my aunt get sick when I was, and I had my son by this time. I didn't want him to be responsible for taking care of me like my cousin had to take care of her. A bath and just everything.
Right.
So I was determined that I would not be a sick old lady, and I would not put my son in that position. I would not put myself in that position. So I started taking care of myself, and as a result of that, I started learning things about how to avoid sickness and disease. And those are, antioxidants and making sure you're hydrated and exercise and, all those things. So, yeah. So that, I guess that's how I avoided it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We just bought some land in Richmond Hill, and it's agricultural land, about an acre. We're gonna get some hogs and some chickens and a little garden. Yeah. So,
so I see you at the farmer's market selling those eggs.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. I've wanted some for a long time.
Really?
Yeah. So it might be my next little business idea. I've been talking to a guy about getting some grants for young farmers. So I'll do a segment on that soon enough.
Yes, yeah. That's it right there.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Because people are going back to the basics now. People are concerned about their health.
Right.
When they see their parents and their grandparents be sick, they got to put their life on hold to take care of them. That is not right.
You're right.
We shouldn't have to do that. So if you're teaching your kids how to do that, farming and that kind of thing, how to eat right, better, then, that's just going to snowball. And that can only be a good thing. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And even though I grew up on a farm, I'm not coming out there and digging any potatoes or none of that stuff. I'll come and buy some stuff.
Okay.
But I'm not planting anything.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll take a quick break. Everybody out there, thanks for listening, and then we'll be right back in a minute with the lightning round. I have some new questions for Ernestine that she doesn't know about, so that'll be fun. All right. See you guys in a minute. Welcome back to the Savannah Business Showcase. I'm here with Ernestine Murray, your Savannah Kangen water lady, and we are going to go into the lightning round. So, Ernestine, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. We'll start easy.
Okay.
How have you approached failure in life? How have you approached failure in life?
How do I do what? Say that
How
again?
have you approached failure in life?
As a learning opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah. Whenever I feel that things didn't go the way I wanted it to go, then as a learning opportunity. Because when I first started my business in DC, I left the corporate world and I just kind of quit. And once I found out about the unfairness, and I just fell flat on my face. It's like, oh my God, this didn't work right. So learning opportunity, but I kept going.
Awesome. What is your favorite book?
My favorite book. I don't know if it's my favorite. I can't say it's my favorite, but It's one of my favorite.
Okay.
Outwitting the Devil. Have you heard of that?
No, I haven't heard that one yet.
Okay, this book was written in the 1920s.
Okay.
And I'm trying to think of the author's name. He's written many books, but it just kind of escapes me. Can't remember. But anyway, he's from Camden, South Carolina.
Okay.
And he wrote a very controversial book. But once his wife read it, she asked him not to publish it because it was so controversial. You got to get it. Outwitting the Devil.
Okay.
And because he talks about so many things. But he passed away, then his wife passed away, and the children published it. So it's just been published, guess maybe within the last 7 years,
oh,
6,
really?
7 years. Yeah.
Wow.
But he wrote it back in 1920s or something.
Huh.
It's so relevant.
Okay. I'll get it.
Yes.
I'll get it.
Outwitting the Devil.
Okay. Is there a quote that's always been a mantra that you live by?
You asked me that the last time, and you know what I said.
I think I do.
You can never be too rich or too skinny.
That's right.
That's what I said.
You can never be too rich or too skinny.
There
Okay.
you go.
I'm gonna have to get a tattoo of that.
There you go.
Who influenced you early in life, and who's your mentor now?
My mentor now are a lot of people in the NAGIC, in the company,
Okay.
the top leaders in the company now. And I do a lot of industry like stuff like network marketing. Eric Worre, Ray Higdon, they do a lot of teaching on network marketing and how to approach people, how to help people. And influence, I think it was my aunt because she was sick. And that had such an impact on me. She doesn't even know that. Of course, she's passed away now, but she doesn't even know the impact that she had on me by being sick, because that led me to where I am now. Yes.
What's the hardest thing you've ever done?
I don't know. The hardest thing I've ever done. I try not to do things that are hard.
Okay.
I guess the hardest thing I've ever done, I don't know. I can't even think of anything.
Okay.
Let me pass.
We'll
come back to that.
Okay. So it's basically the same question in a different way. What's the last experience that made you a stronger person?
Forming my team, I guess.
Okay.
Getting across to people that you can do this business, because so many people think that they can't, and because they don't have the support.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things. And when you asked me that question about the hardest thing I've ever done, I thought stop smoking popped into my head.
Okay.
But then I said that wasn't hard. I just put the cigarettes down and I didn't do it anymore.
Gotcha.
I mean, that wasn't hard.
Okay.
So yeah.
So there's a concept of the 80-20 principle. 20% of your actions equal 80% of the results. So I'll ask you in health instead of business. So in your health, what is the 20% of your actions that gets you 80% of the results?
Going out talking to people.
Okay. That's business and health. Okay.
Yes, both. Yeah,
Okay.
Going out talking to people, and just being an example, I guess.
Okay.
For what I'm teaching, I couldn't teach people about health if I didn't know about it. So always learning about new things that's coming up, looking at stuff that's coming up. Was that a politician answer?
A little bit, but it's okay. It's okay. We'll let it slide. What did you want to be as a kid?
A nurse.
Okay.
And have 6 kids. I'm not a nurse, and I have 1 child. So, yeah, there you go.
Do you consider yourself an introvert or an extrovert, and why?
I'm a little bit of both, I think, because usually when I go into a room, I can talk to anybody. But so I think I'm a little bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah, and in some situations, I'm like, just leave me alone. I don't want to talk. So yeah, I think everybody's a little bit of both.
I think so
actually.
too. I think so
yeah.
too. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Hawaii. Did I answer that the last time the same way?
I think so.
And guess where I'm going next Friday?
Where?
Hawaii.
Nice. Okay.
Did I know that when I talked to you?
No, I don't think so.
The law of the universe. I'm telling you, this stuff works.
Yeah. How long are you going to stay for?
For a week.
Nice. That's awesome.
I know it
take
is.
pictures.
Oh, no, I'm not sending pictures.
Why not?
Oh, God, I don't know. Because I'm going to be too busy having fun. I'm not going to think about Savannah. Sorry, Savannah.
Okay. All right, a couple more, and then we'll wrap it up. If you had a superpower or ability, what would you choose and why?
Okay.
I asked you that last time.
Yes, you did. And I said something crazy like, make me have Serena Williams' body, but I don't want that now.
Are you going to Hawaii?
I want that to be pre-pregnancy. Okay? Yeah. I'm going to Hawaii.
So what's your backup answer?
My backup answer about the power?
Yeah.
I don't have a backup answer. That's it.
Okay, that's it. Okay.
Yeah, I want her body before she got pregnant. That's what I want.
Okay.
The nice abs. Oh man, yeah.
All right, and we'll let this be the last one. Okay, so advice for entrepreneurial kids.
Keep improving yourself and take a risk. And if you have dreams, follow your dreams. Don't let people tell you that you can't do it, because you can do it if you really want to do it. So that would be my advice to not only children, but to adults as well, because there's so many people out there that wish or that they had done stuff and they didn't do it because, they have a job and, the security, and just, step out there on faith. Even if you have to keep your job for a minute, do something on the side, because the job thing is not it. And, so many corporations now are paying you according to your performance.
That's true.
So if you're going to get paid according to your performance from somebody else, just do it for yourself. Yeah. I see people out there working, hours and hours a week for a paycheck. And it's like, if you work half as hard as you work for this job, if you work half of that for yourself, imagine what you can accomplish.
Yeah.
So improve yourself, take risks, and follow your dream.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so we'll round the show with that.
Okay.
So, Ernestine, how can people reach you?
Oh, awesome. My telephone number is 703-989-6995. Email address is ogggi savannah@gmail.com.
Awesome. Okay. Well,
you want to know what the OGGI stands for?
Yes. What does it stand for?
Oh, good God, income. That's what it stands for.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're
for being on the show.
welcome.
I'm glad
Thank
you came back
you.
again. I actually like this interview a little bit more because it took out the awkwardness at the beginning.
Yes,
because we already knew
exactly.
each
So
other.
was this a practice
Yeah.
the first time? Okay, cool.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. And thank you, everybody out there, for listening. This is the Savannah Business Showcase. You can find us every Wednesday morning, 8 to 9 a.m. on 107.5 here in Savannah or at wruu.org online. You guys are going to do great things this week. I believe in you. I hope you continue to go out there and make an impact in the world and impact in the local community. All right. Talk to you guys next week. Peace.